For most of human history, if you wanted to keep a secret, you put it in a box and locked it. But as empires expanded across vast distances, the concept of security shifted from heavy physical locks to abstract mathematical structures. Look at the sheer scale of the House of Wisdom in 9th century Baghdad. This was the intellectual engine of the Islamic Golden Age. In this city, information, philosophy, science, and mathematics was the empire's most valuable currency. Moving that information across an empire was dangerous. Generals organizing troop movements, diplomats negotiating treaties, and merchants securing trade routes all needed to send messages that would stay entirely unreadable if a courier was intercepted. Their primary defense was a technique called the monoalphabetic substitution cipher. The sender would take a standard alphabet and swap every single letter for a completely different, secret character. To anyone looking at the intercepted message without the decryption key, the text looked like absolute chaos. It was just a random jumble of symbols. Because there was no standardized method to reverse the substitution, breaking a code was often viewed as a task of perseverance and trial and error. Without a formal system to expose the hidden logic of the language, cryptanalysis remained a craft driven more by individual insight than by reproducible rules. Abu Yusuf Yaqub ibn Ishaq Al-Kindi approached the world differently. He was a polymath who took the abstract ideas of ancient philosophers and forged them into practical engineering tools. He championed a new way of calculating, helping introduce the Hindu-Arabic numeral system, the numbers 0 through 9, to the West. This system replaced the cumbersome arithmetic of Roman numerals with a sleek, highly efficient language of calculation. To Al-Kindi, mathematics was the underlying framework for all of reality. It was a universal operating system that governed everything from the orbits of the stars down to human biology. He applied this numerical framework everywhere. By calculating precise mathematical ratios, he determined exactly how to tension the strings of an oud, a traditional stringed lute, to achieve perfect acoustic resonance. He used Euclidean geometry to trace exactly how light propagates and casts shadows over complex shapes. He even applied self-evident mathematical axioms to deep philosophical debates, arguing that the actual infinity of physical bodies is impossible, which he used to disprove the idea of an eternal, uncreated universe. Because Al-Kindi saw the universe as a structure built on measurable patterns, he realized that no system created by humans could be truly random. When he turned that analytical mindset toward human language, he stopped seeing words and started seeing data sets. By examining patterns in large religious texts like the Quran, he noticed that certain letters appear with extreme, predictable regularity. In Arabic, for example, the letters alif and lam dominate the page. This chart shows the normal distribution of letters in a language. There is always a lopsided distribution. Al-Kindi reasoned that if you intercept a coded message and count all the symbols, the most common symbol in the cipher must correspond to the most common letter in that language's normal alphabet. By matching the peaks of the ciphertext against the known peaks of the base language, a codebreaker can map out the entire alphabet. Suddenly, the physical decryption key was irrelevant. By using statistical distributions, anyone with mathematical training could peel the encryption right off the text. Al-Kindi documented this entire process in his Manuscript on Deciphering Cryptographic Messages, laying out the world's first true code-breaking algorithm. He took cryptanalysis out of the realm of trial and error and turned it into a rigid, deterministic science. The introduction of frequency analysis broke the single substitution cipher wide open, ending its 800 years of dominance. To keep secrets secure, the world was forced to develop entirely new, far more complex polyalphabetic encryption methods. For over 1,000 years, Al-Kindi's statistical approach remained the gold standard for codebreakers, securing the transition of cryptography into a highly technical discipline. The digital security protocols running in the background of your web browser or banking app today are direct descendants of this 9th century struggle to hide patterns in chaotic noise. We still rely heavily on statistical analysis and data science to protect our most sensitive information. Al-Kindi's work demonstrated that human language is inherently structured, proving that mathematics is the primary lens for analyzing the underlying order within the data of the universe.